What we're watching is me, alone, awake at 2 a.m., hands hurting, stubbornly smashing my little bug vessel into the final room of Hollow Knight's Path of Pain. About 310 deaths worth. I am awful at video games. Or at least I used to be. I've always played games to chill out, or just to feel cool, or to solve fun puzzles, or spend time with friends. But I've never really considered wanting to be good at them. When the going got tough, I got the heck out of there, or I cheated, or changed the difficulty. You would never find me in a FromSoft game, or a truly difficult platformer. So, who's that guy? Bashing his head against a brutal platformer, the pinnacle of what Hollow Knight has to offer. Well, I'm a different man now. Hollow Knight convinced me of that. And this is that story. My casual playthrough was not fast, nor what you would call skilled gameplay by any means, but I was enthralled by Hollow Knight. It had swept me off my feet. I picked it up originally because I was used to having a controller-based, movement-heavy, tactile game that I could really sink some time into, and I needed a replacement for one that I had stopped playing. That eventually led me to Hollow Knight, and I'll be honest, the Metroidvania bits didn't really appeal to me at first. What made me really love it was the platforming. I could schmoove my ass off for hours with no rhyme or reason to it. I just loved hopping around and climbing around and bouncing around, dashing around, pogoing around. Well, you get it. So when I finished the game, some of the game, no Pantheons, just normal Radiance, I wanted to try Path of Pain. 4 rooms, no checkpoints mostly, just tough platforming. I knew I wasn't cut out for Pantheons, but I also knew I wanted more from the game, and it seemed fun. Smash cut to me spending an hour and a half on the first section of the first room, not making it even close once. I quit and uninstalled the game right then. I was a casual gamer who, say it with me, quit when the going got tough. Now, don't get me wrong, I was starting to unravel that perspective a little bit at this point in my life, thanks to the greatest game of all time, Outer Wilds. But I still felt like I knew my limits, and Path of Pain had me. I wasn't cutting it. So I left. So my life had changed a lot. I wasn't really playing many games, I was busy teaching and composing and had started streaming music production. To break things up, I decided I would bash my head against Path of Pain if I ever needed a break, for content but mostly as a joke. So I installed Hollow Knight to test it. I jumped around a bit to make sure I remembered how to play the game, and decided to try a few times just to see how miserable it would be. Now, I didn't understand it at the time. I even remember thinking maybe it was the time away, maybe it was my focus. Maybe it was something different in my perspective. I was completely oblivious then, but something fundamental had shifted in the year and a half or so I was away from the game. And so something crazy happened. That first section of the first room, the one that completely kicked my ass the first time, I got it in about 3 tries. What the fuck? I was so mad. Again, I had no idea at the time what could possibly be different. And I bet you're wondering now too. Did I play a bunch of platformers? Did I train my reaction time? It was nothing like that, I promise. So then I was like, that wasn't too bad actually. I thought this was supposed to be crazy hard. I guess the next sections will be much worse. So I kept going and one-shot every single section after that, except the last 3, which I got after just a couple tries each. So I get to the final room and you can kind of immediately tell that it's the final room, and I freak out and start streaming. Because I kind of love this game, right? And I don't want to beat the Path of Pain without having a record of it. And then, well, you saw the supercut, right? It took a while to get a run that got even close. But I kept at it. My year away had paid off. Something magical had happened, and even though it took me nearly 3 hours of death upon death upon death, I made it out. So, after all that preamble, that setup, that backstory, this is the run that finally made it out of that room. Enjoy. I'm so close. I'm so fucking close. This is a crunch for sure. It's not a crunch. Good luck, not a crunch. No way. This is unfair. That's unfair. That's unfair. So what now? I shut it off and wait to come back when it isn't 2 a.m. to do it again. That's the sensible thing, right? Wrong. I was suddenly irrationally stubborn. Something had changed. And now it's finally time to talk about what that was. My whole life to this day is still different because of it, just a little. The Path of Pain had done what the whole of 2025 had, given me something to prove. I started that year teaching music again, and by March I had to give it up for the second time in my life for health reasons. But this time was different. I wasn't willing to quit forever, and I found a way to work in smaller doses, to keep doing what I love instead of losing it for the second time. I didn't realize it yet, but that night, Hollow Knight was about to teach me that in just over a year, I had learned that I can do anything. So I could end this little path's hold on me. I decided to lock the fuck in at 2 a.m. alone because I started this to test if it would work. And I didn't tell anyone I was streaming. I may as well have been shouting into the void. But I wasn't going to let any of that stop me this time. Can you believe that I actually did it? I actually fucking did it. I can't. Oh, I'm so mad, actually. Stop. I'm actually so mad. I'm not mad because it's there. I'm mad because it got me, because it shouldn't have. Because I totally should have expected it. Like, I was even thinking earlier. After the first section, I remember most of these being actually really easy. See, that one, totally easy. This one, I don't remember this one being terribly difficult. Oh, I already did that other section, actually, so I can just come back here. I forgot. This was the hardest one of these middle sections. But totally doable. Okay, there we go. This section's not too bad. This part, that's the part I struggled with. And here we are. Oh, back. Okay. Here we are again. The final room. Now, I'd like to say that after getting here again, I'd conquered my demons and one-shotted immediately, but truth be told, this room kicked my ass again. It killed me over and over and over, but it was faster the first time I went through it. Just over 100 deaths this time, and that's something. Even more, this time I knew what was waiting for me and made sure I was ready to kick those bugs in the teeth to finally see that vision, to acquire that mark, to take my place with all of the others who made it through the saws and the spikes. My eyes are going because it's 2:30 in the morning. Is that it? Please tell me that's it. So that's how I completed it. I reached the end. I wasn't found wanting. There was no twist of cruel fate. My soul is my own to take with me out of the path of pain. I unlocked a brand new way to play games, maybe even a new type of game, not to mention a whole new skill set outside of games altogether. And afterward, I felt like a totally new person. I didn't completely understand it then. I thought 2025 was such a failure. But now, today, with 2026 vision, I know that this year I've been focusing on me, putting stock into myself, really enjoying the challenge and having confidence in myself. That is what's different. And who knows, if I can do this challenge, what about others? Could I even hope to overcome that mighty God tuned at the core of dream and mind when met in perfect state at the peak of all others? Stay tuned to find out. I'm Level 50 Hornist. Thanks for watching.